Hello, Virgo. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your bonus eclipse reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Virgo, what does this eclipse season have in store for you? Now, March is a bit of a wild roller coaster ride. We have a lot going on in the month of March, and it's specifically important for you as the full moon lunar eclipse is in your sign on the 14th of March, which really is a time of cleansing and releasing any old outdated habits, patterns, or beliefs around perfectionism or even control, and you taking a look at manifesting the life that you truly want for yourself. So we'll look at what is being illuminated for you at this time, what needs to be released, and what new energies are ushering in. So this is an exciting month. We have two planets, both Mercury and Venus, going retrograde. We have the kickoff of the astrological New Year's, the sun entering Aries as well, the equinox, and then of course the first eclipse of 2025. So let's dive in. We have Capricorn, Taurus, and Aries energy showing up with Leo. You may have these placements in your chart, specifically your top three. You could be dealing with other individuals that have these placements in their chart, or you are just embodying the overall energy. So because we have this moon in Aries, there is a new moon, solar eclipse. So the other eclipse of March is in the sign of Aries on the 29th, which brings in a fiery new beginning, themes around independence, control, and personal power. So it says step into your power. So this is a month of release and realign. So a lot of you are embracing who you are truly meant to be. It may require you to take a risk, to push through any insecurities and truly embrace your own authenticity and individuality as well. So I love that Aries energy showing up. It's going to help you see things from a different perspective than maybe you have. You're also letting go of things that may have been rolling out or rolling around in your life for maybe the last 3 to 5 years. There could be a closing of a major chapter of your life because you're getting ready for a new beginning. You're manifesting here. You're bringing something to fruition here in the physical material world. And I feel like it looks quite beautiful. Now you have Capricorn energy reminding you, Virgo, to unleash your kindest self. Absolutely. Because March can bring a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of stress with so many changes coming in at once. And that may cause other people to react impulsively or even feel angry at times. And because we have Mercury going retrograde mid-month, that can bring about a lot of communication issues, a lot of confusion, but it's important for you to unleash your kinder self. And I'm getting a similar message that I received in Leo's reading as well. So some of you definitely have Leo placements or, are connecting to a Leo, but the message was you are the light. You may be diffusing bombs in a way. If there are, little bombs or little fires going off in your world, or if you are witnessing or observing things happening, I feel like you are diffusing them by either making the situation light. Again, it's not saying that you're being naive or that you are not caring about it, but you're helping people in some way not focus all of their time, their energy, and their attention towards the fear or towards, the anger or the volatility in some way. So you're unleashing your kindest self. That is what you are being asked to do here in the month of March, Virgo. So remember that when things may get heated at times. Now, Taurus reminds you to detoxify. And that's what this full moon in your sign is all about, right? Detoxifying, cleansing, releasing, and really refining and fine-tuning your own body, mind, and soul. So this is a really good month for you when it comes to letting go of the things that no longer serve you. And you have Leo's energy coming in here at the bottom of the deck saying, go wild, like roar, speak your life into existence, because you have the power, you have the resources, you have the tools to be able to put yourself out there, to put your dreams out there into the universe and to see some tangible results. I like where this is going. And right behind that, we have Capricorn, again, reminding you to leave the past behind. This is a message to learn the lessons, of course, that the past has taught you, but you don't need to bring in those old energies and where you are going, Virgo. The old energies can finally be released and left behind. That may be some old wounds, old insecurities, and even old relationship dynamics. With Venus going retrograde for the next 40 days, I feel like you are examining, what love, what relationships and reciprocity look like to you, and are they being measured in a state of balance? And we're going to look at what area is out of alignment and what you are called, or where you are called, to find more balance in your world. So let's dive in. What is being illuminated? What truth is being revealed during this eclipse gateway? 7 of Swords right off the bat. So this can be other people's motives, hidden agendas, sneaky intentions. You may be seeing right through it, Virgo. Now, this can also be any areas of self-denial, because oftentimes the 7 of Swords is about dishonesty, right? Dishonesty that stems from wanting things in a certain way. It stems from a desired outcome. When people lie, it's because they want the outcome that they want at all cost. And I feel like you are either saying, no, I don't want to deal with dishonesty in any form. Give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, even if it stings, even if it is uncomfortable, because now it is better to live in the truth than in a lie. And for some of you, you were living a lie in some way, or you were connecting with someone who was living a lie, and it caused imbalance in some way. It says there is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all the details. Now, because we have, retrograde action showing up, it's important to be thorough, double check documentations, double check information, flights, numbers, timing, all of that. But also, I am getting, don't be afraid to ask for help if need be, okay? So the truth could be that you can't go through something alone, nor are you supposed to. I mean, could you go through it alone? Yes, but it may be more beneficial for you to, hire a professional, or, get a lawyer, or ask a real estate broker, or get a therapist, or connect to someone in some way in order to fully help you release any fears or pain around denial or lies or cheating or stealing or anything that has brought up, like kick the dust up here with the 7 of Swords. Now, 7 of Swords is also about manipulation, and unethical manipulation at that. So what is being illuminated is how maybe unethical practices have come into play, and you may be the whistleblower. You may be the one that goes to like human resources, or you may be the one to stop something. You stand up for the underdog, or you stand up for a cause here, and you may even see some sort of action taking place in the month of March that is unfair, and you call it out. Now, be mindful, of course, because there's going to be a lot of that coming up. And I feel like the strong peacemaker energy that may be calling you in or coming into your energy in some way, like wanting peace. You may turn a blind eye to something, but if it affects you directly, which it kind of all does, it all is all encompassing, but I feel like you're being mindful of your battles, right? You're being mindful of the little fires that are going on, and you're saying, well, is this one that I can put out? Is this one that, I need to speak up for? So I feel like you are discerning. Yeah, you are using your discernment here of what it is that you are standing up to. I feel like this is a big illusion, all right? There's something that is an illusion that is coming to the head or coming to a peak here, and you are saying no more. No more with the lies, no more with the corruption. You are seeing through the facade. You are seeing through it here. So what needs to be released, Virgo? The 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, if this is showing up as a release, I'm going to read it as in the reverse, and this can also mean possessions and status that block genuine connections, right? It can even be people that you work with. It can be family structures or dynamics. For some of you, this is family drama or drama amongst a group of individuals that may work together. The 10 typically is, a completion, like you've completed something here, and it's time for you to update some beliefs. Maybe your beliefs around debt. Okay, there may have even been some debt that you're trying to get out of here. You could be reprogramming your beliefs around money or debt or even poverty consciousness in some way. The 10 of Pentacles can be family money. It can be investments, material wealth over emotional well-being. And I feel like you are letting go of, too much imbalance. So maybe there's a lot of, physical wealth or lack of, and it feels like you're focusing so much on that where you may not be giving much attention to maybe the emotional or the spiritual side or vice versa. So I feel like you are being called to release any habits or patterns that are blocking you from achieving this legacy, blocking you from achieving, maybe getting out of debt and heading towards retirement. There's something here about longevity, long-term goals. It can be healing family rifts and mending some patterns that have been taught very early on. And you may also be looking at any sort of dysfunctional beliefs that have caused you to not receive the success that is yours. Okay. It almost feels like there's been a delay. Yeah. A delay or a prolonged journey that's been going round and round. And maybe that's why I'm getting maybe 3 to 5 years. I know that there's been some eclipse energies, and we have this Aries Libra eclipse axis that is closing out, and you may be partaking in something that had happened a few years ago, but you're finally closing out that cycle, which we'll look and see what that is here. Now, there is very much to be grateful for. Financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So right there, if you heard that and immediately there are walls going up, or you don't believe it for any reason. Maybe you're thinking, Mel, there's not financial success, or there's not the promise of retirement. It's not promised. There's so much going on, right? We don't know if we're going to have a retirement account, or, we don't know if we're going to have a rich and rewarding life because, I'm divorced, or because I don't have any family, or I've been ostracized. I feel like you are taking a look at all of those beliefs that you may have just pushed against hearing that. And you're saying, wait a second, I deserve a second chance. I can have a financial successful future. I can have the promise of retirement, even though it may look differently, even though I may feel like I'm not where I wanted to be at a certain age or at a certain, time of your life. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen for you. So I want you to kick any of those limiting beliefs to the curb, release them, because it is showing up here in your energy, which means it is possible to have this long-term success, this long-term marriage, job, stability, retirement, whatever this 10 of Pentacles represents for you. All right, let's look at where you are being called to find balance. So what area is out of alignment? We have here the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is mental exhaustion. Some of you are mentally exhausted, or you may need more sleep, more time off, or you may need to find relief from stress, because the Four of Swords can be overthinking, overworking, ignoring the signs to slow down. And what happens when we keep pushing through like the darn Energizer bunny? Eventually our battery is going to die. It is going to wear out. We're going to need to replace it. We're going to need to update. And that's what this eclipse gateway is all about. A pause, a rest, a release in order for you to realign. So if you can take some time out for yourself this month, Virgo, whether it's a staycation, a vacation, mental rest by meditating more, taking some naps, focusing on your sleep, focusing on spiritual or physical routines that can help you reduce your anxiety and focus more on gratitude, the things that you have in your life, the things you are grateful for. But I do feel like meditating is going to be very, very beneficial for you, Virgo. Maybe more so around that lunar eclipse in your sign. So give or take 2 or 3 days before and after. It is a really good time to meditate, because you will also be cleansing the palate, so to speak, cleansing the mind. You may even go through a decluttering where you want to clean the house and go through the cupboards and clean the refrigerator, take everything out of the pantry, reorganize. So I do feel like there's a clean sleep. Clean sleep. Did you hear that? Okay, a clean sweep. But some of you, there may be a lot of healing taking place during your sleep as well. And if you haven't been sleeping very good, that could also be throwing your body out of alignment. It could be causing your circadian rhythm to feel off key. And some of you may even be needing a little bit more vitamin D. There could be a deficiency there. So Four of Swords is what you are being called to realign. It needs a little harmony. So pay attention to the mental anxiety, things of that nature. Now, what karmic cycle is closing for you this month, Virgo? The Nine of Pentacles. Nines are about completions as well. And I love this cycle because it is about your dreams being fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. So what cycle is closing? What past lesson is completing? There's been a valuable lesson around hard work, right? Hard work pays off. But I feel like what you're entering into, and I haven't even looked at, your next card yet, but I feel like what you are entering into is working smarter, not harder. Because the 9 here of Pentacles is one of my favorite minor arcanas, and it's about creating a rich and rewarding life. Physically, mentally, externally, and even spiritually, because you are aligned. The reason why things are working out externally for you is because you have shifted something in here. It starts within. And it says your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. This is a wonderful new beginning coming out for you. So your hard work, some of you, this is, a stepping stone towards that 10 of Pentacles, right? That 10 of Pentacles. So if you've been thinking, I'm never going to get there, I'm never going to have that completion, you are entering into a new cycle. There's a past lesson here that is closing out in order for you to enter into, oh my gosh, look at that. We have the Magician. This is the new energy that is entering into your world. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. what better position than the new energy spot to have the Magician, because you are manifesting. And guess who the Magician is? You, Virgo. This is your major arcana. You share this with Gemini. And remember, I think Gemini came up here for you. I thought we had, maybe not, but Gemini is, you're sharing that energy of Mercury, which Mercury is going retrograde. So even though there may be some delays, or there has been, I feel like you're able to unleash your kindness here. You're able to unleash that kindness by keeping your vibration high. And again, I keep getting a similar message to Leo's reading, where you're able to skip the line. You're able to skip the line in some way. So perhaps that is symbolically where, because you've already done the work, because you've prepared and you've planned, think of going to the airport and you have everything already, filled out and completed, and you get to skip into the shorter line here, where maybe other people still have some lessons and they have a little bit longer of a line. I just feel like you're able to skip the line here in some sort of opportunity that does show up, and you get to move forward with your manifestation. Don't let there be any guilt. You've worked for this. This is something that you're ready to bring to fruition, because you want that happiness. You want to experience the growth and the abundance. So I feel like things are happening for you. And around that solar eclipse in Aries on the 29th, you may very well see this new beginning taking full form. Gemini season also. Now, Gemini season doesn't start until May or June, but I feel like the new beginning is really picking up for you by Gemini season, and you're really seeing the evidence of your manifestation coming to life. And I feel like it starts around this eclipse season. You're realigning towards your highest good here, and you're manifesting from a place of kindness, from a place of love, from a place of soul and heart and passion, not from a place of fear. That's what you are releasing. That's what you are detoxing here, is pushing through those insecurities, facing fear, giving it a wink and saying, nope, you can sit in the back seat, fear. You're not going along with me. So, or you're not in the driver's seat at least. Now, what is the final message from Spirit? What guidance does the universe have for you? 6 of Cups. Embrace your inner child, new friendships or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. I'm getting here for you, Virgo, a childhood dream of yours, something you've always wanted to do. Maybe this is something, as a child, you always wanted to be an astronaut or a teacher or, a mother, a father, whatever it was. It feels like there's something that you are manifesting, and it may not be in the same form. I mean, yes, I suppose some of you could work for NASA and you could be launching out into space, but for others of you, there's a dream that is being fulfilled. You may be healing something that has been deeply seated since childhood. And the 6 of Cups is second chances. It's also at times yearning for the good old days, but I feel like you have another opportunity to create some memories where 20 years from now, you may be saying today, right? This is the good old days. Like this, yes, there was a lot of change. Yes, there was a lot of, crazy things happening around the world. But for you, I feel like you're able to embrace this new beginning with an open heart. And this could be some of the best days, the best weeks, the best months, the best years of your life if you let it. All right, and that's your message from your guides. So lastly here, we have the apple tree. This is interesting. A lot of signs have been getting the apple tree, which represents, abundance and also health. You know what they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So this could really be a month of focusing on giving, loving, and positivity. It says, seek a balance of energy. Seek a balance and be mindful of illusions. Have you ever bit into an apple, or if you ever thought it looked real good, on the outside, but maybe it was rotten on the inside, or vice versa? Maybe there was a couple of scars on the outside of it, but it was the juiciest, sweetest apple that you ever did bite into. And what I mean by that is, It could be people, it could be experiences, it could be situations. So don't let the illusions cause you to not experience something. Pay attention to your intuitive knowledge here. There is a very loving, positive glow that you are embracing in the month of March. You have the dogwood tree. This is about renewal, rebirth, hardship, and it's about the past. That is what is closing out, right? You've worked hard to get to that 9 of Pentacles. You have worked your tail end off to get to where you're at in your life. And even though some of you may not quite be exactly where you want to be yet, I want you to tell yourself that you're heading there. You have the 10 of Pentacles. That's the completion of the goals that you've wanted to manifest here on this earthly plane. This is about forgiveness, right? And that could be the first step towards healing. It could be forgiving yourself. It could be forgiving situations, but also seeing the growth and the opportunities that have come from those situations. And then lastly, here you have this beautiful healing energy showing up. Struggle, pain, moving forward, peace. Beautiful. Yes, you've struggled, Virgo. You've had pain, but you are moving forward here towards peace. Your healing journey has begun. When the healing journey has begun, it means that we are out of the pain part. Yes, there can be pain in healing, of course, and healing is not linear. We don't just, go forward and then, oh, we're done healing. It's a lifetime. We're constantly evolving and healing. But I feel like a lot of you are moving forward through the struggle, through the pain, towards more peace. And it is this healing journey that you are on, that we are always on. And I feel like you are glowing. I keep getting that for you. That's why this Leo energy is showing up, standing loud, standing proud, and really owning your presence, owning your energy, owning your life. Virgo, that is what I have for you. This is a big eclipse gateway. Utilize the energies that are showing up. If you like the message, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you haven't already jumped on board the Soul Saturday session, please do so. I show up face to face and I deliver channeled messages. I do global predictions as well as answer your questions. So it's a very exciting new thing that is part of this channel, part of this community, and I hope you are a part of it. So again, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'm sending all of you Virgos lots of love.